to see you've been able to make some time to meet with me today. Do you know why I need to talk to you, actually? If this might come as a bit of a shock to you. And it is also something that I'm told I shouldn't tell you right off the bat, but you are my main suspect in a recent criminal activity. Well, let's call it by its name. I believe we have either a kidnapping or even a murder on our hand. Now you might be surprised, you might say, what? How did you catch me in only a couple of months? Well, to be quite honest, there were quite a few other suspects I had to clear before, but I've cleared them all. You're the only one left, and that is why I'm feeling so comfortable telling you, because I finally caught you in my net. So please enjoy your stay. Just stay where you are. We have guards across the building, so no point in running. And let me just ask you a couple of questions, if you might. Now, these questions all have to do with the murder that you have done a few months ago. I'm not going to say any specifics because we believe that this might only help you in covering your tracks. So, are you aware of the suspect? Not the suspect, no, the victim rather. The victim of our case. Of course you'd say no. Of course you'd say no, but then let me help you a little bit. Our suspect in this case is an ASMRtist, the one who whispers. Not necessarily big famous, no, only a small audience of 424. Well, that is you then. And one day he suddenly disappeared. Didn't return, just gone for the ages, and we believe that you might not be only at fault for this one case, but also for multiple other cases that we had beforehand. Countless ASMRtists have vanished without a trace. Not only male, also female ASMRtists. Mainly small ones. Only a little subscriber count, and suddenly, poof, gone. Never to be seen again on the internet landscape. I think I'm onto something very, very big here when I found you. Well, let's get on to the questions, right? You clearly do know the victim. So let me ask you, how did you know the victim? Okay. Well, that roughly correlates with what we have found out about you already, but let me just write that down. So you watch from time to time. Did you watch every video? Okay, and what times did you usually watch those videos? Okay. Well, as I said, this does correspond with what we have expected, quite honestly. Now, you and the victim, were you on good terms? Okay, yeah. Well, that was to be expected, right? Mediocre terms, you'd say. Well, I personally would be quite angry if someone I enjoyed watching and listening to only uploaded quite sporadically, leaving long breaks, and well, quite funny that this is the longest break yet, and it's because of your hands. Okay, one last question, just to make sure you're telling the truth, what do you do for a living? Okay. Okay, yeah, sure. No, I'm not gonna write that down. You find me laughing because, well, we know that is not true. We know that you're not that. I'm not gonna say basic, but grounded, maybe. We know that there's something deeper in your past, and you might just be someone completely else from what you're trying us to see you as. So, we have multiple ways of getting you to talk, of course. As you most likely know, some of these ways are forbidden nowadays. Not like the good old times, but there's still a few things we can try. For example, I have this wonderful truth serum that might just get you to talk. I mean, just a few drops of this wonderful stuff. And you talk. And you wouldn't even stop. No matter the question. Just talk, talk, talk. But that is the last resort. Similar to this thing. Yeah, I mean, has been banned, but nobody's gonna know, right? So, those are our last resorts, just so you know. If you have anything you want to say, anything you want to add, now would probably be a very good time to do that. And well, I'm gonna write these down on the computer because it's a nice thing having something to write on physically, but in the end it's all just a shroud. Look, this very nice leather jacket, I bought it just for this case. I just wanted to look good for you because this is the peak of the case, the peak of the last, what was it, a year that I've been on this case. Definitely multiple months. And it was all just to find you. And I mean, the least I can do is get some nice clothes for that. Although I have to say, they do get rather warm, so let me just real quick. Take those off because, well, one has to be well suited. I'm still so glad. Well, let's keep on with the interrogation. You know that we know that you are the perpetrator that we're looking for, but as I said, multiple ways to actually find out whether you're the killer. Now this is one of them. Just a casual bit of a light, and works so well. I'm gonna repeat the questions that I asked before, and please do answer with the same answers that you have answered before, because with this I can easily look into your eyes and see if you're lying. No truth serum needed. Okay, question. Already lying without even saying anything. Now that's quite interesting. Well, question number 1. How do you know the victim? Yeah, how did you know the victim? Don't change the answer. Just the same answer as last time. How did you know the victim? Okay. Doesn't seem like you're lying at first glance, but I know that someone as crafty as you might have just have a few tricks up their sleeve. So let me go to the next question. Were you and the victim on good terms? And I already said that before. I personally, just as a side note, I personally wouldn't be on good terms with someone who repeatedly, not necessarily disappoints, but, well, does not deliver. I would be, well, I wouldn't say mad, but, well, definitely disappointed. Now it seems like you have once again said the truth, or at least that's what you want us to think, but I have an even stronger, let's call it the truth finder. I've never been that good with names, but let's call it the truth finder. This one is even stronger than the last one, so what do you do for a living? Because clearly last time you lied, so this time maybe try telling the truth. Some people say these lights open the way to another world. They open a world where there's only green, but I feel like that's a lie. They open the way to the truth. That's the correct answer, and well, the way to the truth is also the way I'm going to go forward with this now. Do tell the truth. How did you know the victim? Look at the light, look at the light, look at the light, and tell me, how did you know the victim? How did you know the victim? I don't feel like this is gonna help. We have one more thing in store. Well, it doesn't really have a lid. Kind of a similar problem with the green stuff. Well, you might be familiar with the sound, but we actually use this to make you go to the toilet. Let's be honest. We want you to be uncomfortable. So please do tell me, otherwise we'll have to wait here for quite some time, and if you were to answer me soon, we could all just go home and be happy, and well, you might get arrested, but let's not talk about that yet. Can you feel it, Mr. Krabs? I'm sorry, I jest. Well, I believe it's time for you to talk. So, tell me the truth. Was it you who kidnapped, potentially even unalived, the one who whispers and countless other ASMRtists before him, so that they may never be seen on the YouTube, on the internet landscape ever again? Was it you? Still going on with the heart no. Well, if it wasn't you, who could it have been otherwise? What? No. These tools are not the tools that the one who whispers use. No, they're tools that we have been provided by our supervisor to, well, obviously interrogate, and it couldn't be our supervisor. No, it really, it couldn't really be our supervisor. stalling a bit here. No, I just need to re-ask, of course. I might need to make a quick phone call. This is something I just haven't thought of yet. Well, thank you for cooperating with us. We'll have to keep you for a little bit longer just to be safe that you really are not involved in the case at all, which I do believe is the case. So I do believe you are still involved, even if I'm not so sure whether you're the perpetrator anymore. I might have to rethink a few things. We'll see each other again very soon, and then I might have just found out a few things. See you then.